Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Anime Nokori. What is Anime Nokori, you ask? Well, it is what it sounds. Nokori means left behind, or aka leftovers, and this is a show that we talk about anime that is from the beginning and the past. So once again, this is your boy Davis Green.
Hello, and I am Tiffany, and I'd like to kick you a question to start this episode.
Okay.
You are a seasoned otaku, correct?
I've been around the bush.
Yeah, you got a couple years into this. Okay, cool.
Yes.
So you are the perfect person to tell me why anime heroines from the past, let's say like in the late 90s, early 2000s, you let me know why they're such hot garbage.
Why anime from the past that are hot garbage?
Just the heroines. Just the female protagonists.
The female protagonists. That's a good question.
And you know what? We're going to answer that today, because today the anime that we're talking about is Full Metal Panic.
That is a good question. You know, it's funny that you mentioned that. But before we get this started, like as always, if you love what we're trying to do, we love to want you, the listeners and the viewers on our YouTube page, and as well on any podcast services around the world, to be a part of this. So if you like this content, do us a favor, like, follow, subscribe on our YouTube page, Anime Nokori, and just type in what you think. We love your opinions as well on whatever we talk about. So comment down below. What do you think about our topic of the day, which is, unfortunately, to her chagrin, Full Metal Panic. So what is Full Metal Panic? Let's get a quick synopsis of it.
I can tell you exactly what it is.
What is it?
It's another Cotton Variety standard issue mecha. Just standard like all the other standard issue mechas.
Okay, wait. Okay.
Thank you. This has been Anime Nokori. Have a good night.
Wait. Okay. So when you're saying a standard issue, like when you see, I know you don't like mechas. That's one thing.
That is probably important for y'all to know.
Yes.
I am not a mecha girl.
Not a mecha fan.
Yes, I know what you're thinking. You just haven't seen it. I probably have, and I still hate it.
Right, but
so we're gonna start the episode by getting me canceled.
It's just like, okay, this person,
welcome to the podcast.
You lost complete
you won't be
credibility.
Seeing me anymore, probably.
Yeah. We're gonna replace me. We'll just get we'll find someone else. We'll find something else. Who knows?
We'll something. You're gonna come back and there's just gonna be it's just like a body pillow in my seat.
Well, it's like a VR. It's just like what's called a VTuber kind of. It's like, okay, here we go. But you know, it's funny though. The whole thing with Full Metal Panic is I'm kind of glad I went into, you know what, we'll hold off for a second.
Let's find out what it is first.
So first off, what is Full Metal Panic? The synopsis of Full Metal Panic. Well, first off, the series originally came out in 2002. It was made by the creator of it was Shoji Gato, who was also the creator of another anime called Amagi Brilliant Park, which was somewhat of a same kind of situation, but it was an amusement park instead of a military thing. And this is a series that was during the time when anime was starting to I wouldn't even say ramping up. It was like a time when anime was picking up more than it was in the 90s, but it was still there, you know?
Kind of. I'm fine.
Yeah. But it was still sparse pickings of what we got. Like now we're at a point where we're simulcasting.
Oh yeah,
of what's coming out.
We're spoiled for anime now. It's great. There's too much to watch nowadays.
Yeah, because back in 2002 we had two different companies that was doing it: ADV Films and Funimation. And Funimation just started when Dragon Ball Z started picking up in 97.
In the Toonami days when we're all come home from school and we're to hope that you catch your show. And if you didn't catch your show when it came on, you just out of luck.
Yeah, exactly.
I sound old.
Yeah,
Nokori indeed.
I know, right? Nokori indeed. Jesus. Yeah, that sounds the name of a good shirt. Nokori indeed. But like, so I bet you this could have been like number 10 of the animes that they just released in American publishing for Funimation when this came out.
I just don't think it was.
No, I'm not talking about ranking as the best quality, but
like we had And I don't have the numbers for this because I don't have these shows, but I know my favorite anime, Cowboy Bebop, was out at the time.
Yeah, but that was Bandai. Bandai released that, not not Funimation.
Fair.
Yes. So there you go.
I'm just saying there's.
I'm not saying
other things to watch on TV.
Yeah. I'm not saying that anime wasn't like there was more than one company that was doing it, but at the same time it was the big American companies, Pioneer, Anime, Funimation, ADV. That was it. yeah. So, anyways, Full Metal Panic was a mecha show that Tiffany loves, and it follows Sosuke Sagara, an elite soldier for the anti-terrorist organization group Mithril, assigned to protect Kaname Chidori, a high school girl targeted because she is one of the Whispers. It's so anticlimactic, Yes. Individuals with advanced instinctual knowledge and technology. The series blends mecha action with school comedy as Sosuke adjusts to civilian life. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what do you think of this series, Tiffany?
I loved it. It was my favorite. I'm gonna get a tattoo right here of his face, Sosuke's face.
Oh, it's gonna happen. It's going to happen. Let's do it.
You could not pay me enough.
Let's do it.
Also, because it's the blandest character. It'd be a bland tattoo. Yeah, I already could have one because it's just blank, just like his personality.
Damn.
So the show, I know I just said all those things, but I will say this. As a mecha hater, it wasn't as bad as the other mechas in the sense that I have a note. I have notes, guys. One of my notes was, this show is palatable only because there's more panic than metal. Because they're spending so much time in the school setting. They barely even touched on the mechs for like the first half of the series.
You know what I think it is? I think that it's the fact that they didn't have a true identity for they didn't want to stay in the lane of mech or school or school life.
Yeah.
That they just wanted to say, we're just going to cause a little bit of chaos when it came to story grinding. And I think that's what you can't put it in a box of, this is a mecha, because it isn't quite a mecha just as much as this is not a series about school life. It isn't. It's like it's its own weird mixed genre that's just kind of chaotic in itself.
Yeah. And then later on in the series, I said, just kidding. The levels of metal have unfortunately risen. So to get to my cold open, I would like to know, do you feel like heroines, female anime characters from back in the day, do you like them more so? Do you think that they are better then than they are now?
So female heroines is kind of tough.
Even just characters.
Okay, well, I'm thinking like when you're saying when you're thinking of female heroines, I'm thinking like protagonists, like leading ladies in the series itself. And it's tough because I think at that time during the 90s and stuff, there wasn't a lot. Well, we weren't exposed to a lot of female heroines that way. The big ones, I would say, if we're talking about an anime level, would be like Sailor Moon.
Fire.
What?
Fire.
Yeah. Like Project Echo. There was also like there were several like small ones. Slayers, another one with Lena and stuff, but. Like, it's hard. I would say it's tough. It's tough to say that, like, maybe because of the general look of, women in the 90s was more less now than what it is now. The more acceptable and more broader now than it is back then. That they were getting away with a lot of, riskiness or white knight saving complexes and stuff. And so I think that's probably what it is. I think it was just it's a product of the time when it was released, which was causing it to be that way.
Absolutely fair. I get that. I agree, and I think that the show was fine. Chidori. I know that's not her name.
Yeah. Well, it was right. Kanami
It was
Chidori.
like is Chi something else?
No.
It's Chidori?
You're right. Kanami Chidori.
Nailed that.
Yes, you did. Purposely. You did that purposely. You were not expecting. Yeah. You were
I'm paying attention.
Wholeheartedly, you were just like, nope, her name is Kanami Chidori. Okay.
There we go.
Yes.
She's obnoxious. She's obnoxious. It gets in her own way a lot of the time. I don't like the damsel in distress trope. And I know she's supposed to be this very important cog in the machine, but her obnoxious behavior puts them into situations where it's like, girl, if you shut up, they won't find us. And she's like, I can't shut up. And it's like, girl, now they know where we are.
Right.
Or it's, this man is trying to protect you and you are actively fighting. You're swimming upstream. Chidori.
You sound like you're victim shaming.
I'm not. I don't think so. And I'm not. Listen, I'll get canceled for the Mecha hate, but I'm not. I think she got everything she earned.
Really?
She earned everything she got,
My
honestly.
God, you are really... I mean, like, okay, so... I think that well, it's funny because like I think I've seen the best of two worlds because I've seen when it first came out and I was like, oh, this is a hilarious series, and then I will admit, don't give me the eye roll. Don't give me the eye roll. I don't deserve it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So it was I liked the series. It was hilarious and stuff like that. It was fun, whatever. But then I go back to it, and then I'm like, "Oh my God!"
You said it's a product of the time. For sure.
It's a very big product of the time itself, and I know I'm a different person than what I was when I first watched it. But like now, when I'm looking at when I think the things are more important to me, especially when it comes to series and stuff like character development, story itself, and things like that, it's a mess. It's a giant mess, and Chidori, I didn't mind Chidori as much. I think she was like a comedic yandere character.
Yeah.
And without that kind of level of extreme exasperation of the events of the times, you're going to be stuck with Sosuke Sagara. And Sagara is a wet towel throughout the whole time. And he's just he's solidly always serious. He doesn't react. He doesn't like, the only thing he reacts is just like, he only just looks at whatever the target is of what he needs to do.
He's a very static, formulaic guy. He gets stuff done.
Yeah, exactly. Well, theoretically, you know. Yeah. But the biggest issue is that he has no emotion. He has no like hilarity, no like, you know, interest of like you wanting to kind of get to that point. It's just like he's just good at one thing, and that's just being a military.
What makes him. I think that is what gives him his character. Actually, I think that his rigid personality it actually contributes to the comedy because it's funny to watch him introduce himself to a school full of what I found out later were his peers in age. I thought he was much older and he just had a baby face. I thought he was like an adult and he just had a baby face, and they sent him in to infiltrate the school to protect this woman or this girl.
Oh, that would have been a completely different.
That's what I know. I got a note about that too. But he gets in there and he's like, they're like, oh, why don't you introduce yourself? And it's like, I am Sosuke Sagara, and I the Lieutenant General, blah blah blah. And they're like, okay, do you like music? And he's like, I like to read books. And I think it's funny. It's a funny play off of like putting this very stoic, serious character in this situation. And I don't want to sound like I'm just hating on her. I am, but I don't want to sound like I am because she is like comedic levity also, I guess, but it's just this. It's kind of the way I don't like Zenitsu because he is a walking, talking trope, and Chidori is a walking, talking trope, and she is a product also of the time. So,
I mean, yeah, like I think given the situation, well, first off, this is a mess. Like I said, the story is a mess because it's really weird. Like the fact that. The group that the underlying issue is that these people are being like a terrorist group is trying to target.
I guess we should say what it's
yeah,
about.
Yeah. Well, we did. We kind of did.
Not kind of.
Yeah.
So anime synopses are so bad at
weird.
telling what the show is. Actually.
I promise you, we'll get better at this when we make more episodes. Yes, I swear to you.
We gotta find our way, guys.
Yes, I know. This is how we have to find the footing. It's just how it normally goes, the groove and the things like that. Yeah, you get some, so we can make some magic. We'll play some jazz and stuff. I don't know, but yeah. Oh man, but like I'm just saying that like okay, so what it basically is that so Sagara Sosuke is a part of a group of mech fighters. It's a 3-person group. It's a woman that's his commanding officer.
Not that one. Sorry, that's a child.
Oh yeah, no, the lead commander is a 16-year-old girl, yes. Which is like I said, all over the place.
It's prodigies everywhere.
Ridiculous prodigies all over the place. And so you have Kurtz Weber, who is his which is his the same rank and same deal, and then his I guess it's his sister because the way that they communicate with each other, he said that he was always referring to her as a sister, and I was like, oh, they don't even look alike. Like one of them looks Chinese, like technically the girl's more Chinese. Yeah. So basically, it's a 3-man crew that works for Mithril that goes out and does different kinds of missions to take care of terrorist organizations and cell groups and stuff. So then they're under their intelligence, they find out that they're going to be going after this terrorist cells are going after this group called the Whispers. No one knows what the Whispers are, but they know that they're targeting people that have quote unquote Whisper technology. So they find out that there's this one girl, Kaname Chidori is one of the people that's on this list that they find out that this is the next person that they feel that they're going to be targeted. So they used Sagara Sosuke and his group to go and infiltrate the school that she's in, go undercover to protect her, and then once they feel the threats taken out or cleared out, then they can go away. But apparently, obviously, it's more than it seems, and they stay longer and longer and longer. They have 4 seasons of this of this stuff.
4 seasons.
4 seasons of it, and we're just talking about season 1. And So the problem I have is that the way that this series is that this is like a military organization that's like the top secret organization of the secret organizations, yes. And then they are like their main place is a submarine that's virtually undetectable anywhere at this anywhere they go. And they decide to get just 3 people out there to be like, protect this person. Yep. It's like, not the military, because the military is just incompetent. They don't know this stuff. And we don't even know if Mithril is budgeted by the country or if this is like a rich man's dream of some sort. But I just feel like the way that they're just throwing out all this kinds of stuff and then these different kinds of like pieces aren't connecting quite well to a point to be like to have a very strong story element to it.
Fair.
And it's like you said, like you have like originally I was thinking like, oh, this is hilarious when I was a kid, but then now when I come back to it and I see Kurt Weber, it's like saying, oh, she's really fine as hell.
Oh my gosh, we have to talk about that, but yes.
Girl is 16 years old.
She wasn't at the time. They showed her a
picture. It was even worse.
They showed her a picture, the picture of the target, or the not the target, because that sounds like they're going to take her out, but the subject. Objective. And they put and I hate that the English voice actor for this character is Edward Elric.
Oh,
I love
Vic
him
Mignogna?
to pieces. Yeah. Yes. I'm just like, don't make my boy a perv. But yeah, so they showed them this picture and he's like, wow, she's a babe. I can't wait to meet her. No, I can't wait to see what she looks like or something. And they were like, oh, well, that's what he said. He was like, oh, she's a babe. I can't wait to see what she grows into. And he's like, oh, well, she's 12 years old in that picture. Oh she's God. 16 now, so you'll get to see. And I'm like,
oh,
we can't do this, guys.
Oh my God.
The show's been on for 7 minutes.
And you know what? It's like he doesn't even like cool it down.
No,
like,
it gets worse.
It gets worse throughout the whole series. And I'm like, my God, dude, this is actually crazy. Like now when I see it now, I'm like, this guy's a predator, dude. Like this, like straight up. And
my note.
Yeah, I was like, so the ages are so random, so weird, and so kind of insane that like you said, like the leader of this Mithril group is a 16-year-old girl. Yes. It's what's her name? Talitha Testarossa. That's her name.
It's a cool name.
Yeah, it's a cool name.
Testarossa is a fire name.
Testarossa.
I love that.
That's
Testarossa.
Great car. But what?
Yeah, so she's 16. Apparently Sosuke is 17, which I did not know that because he kept talking about all these years of military experience, or he had gone overseas to all of these, he was like stationed in all these places. So one of my notes was the fact that they had to send the stiffest, weirdest guy to pretend to be a teenager in her high school is a testament to how pervy the blonde guy was. They just knew that he would be a walking, talking lawsuit waiting to happen. That man was absolutely on Epstein's island.
Oh my God.
And that was before I found out that Sosuke is 17. And then I'm like, where'd all these years of military experience come from then?
He had the bunk. Oh, he was a child soldier.
Sure. And I do love a good child soldier plot. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of a good child soldier. I just, it threw me. It was hard to follow at sometimes. Just in, like you said, they just kind of say stuff like, oh, this girl she's the leader of the organization and she's 16. And I'm just like, okay, cool. We're just going to yes and everything.
Yeah, essentially, no, that's exactly what it is. Because isn't it weird that she was like 16, then her first captain was like an old man,
yes,
and then the other person that's also probably an even older man next to it. You know, I was like, what is this? I never understood. Like, it didn't make none of it made any kind of of sense or consistency at all.
I mean, I guess eventually they tell that she's like a intelligent prodigy. She solved one of Einstein's equations at the age of 6 or whatever. So
but then she even said herself when she said that, my brother did it at 4. Why is the brother not the captain? The leader? Like, what happened to that? But they do show more about him. But it's still it's really weird. And I think the thing you know what I think it is, and this is maybe just my own opinion on this now, is maybe that they weren't focusing on the fact that their focus of the story was secondary, but they just wanted to be more comedic on the relationship between Sagara and Chidori, and I think that's what they were just wanting to do, because they had the weirdest, there were some weird episodes in this in this thing, you only have filler episodes in the anime series, it's like, okay, here's the series, they went to Bosnia and they did this crazy fight and stuff. And they had some pretty hardcore stuff. There were some pretty hardcore stories lines in it. But some of the things they go to a different base for summer break, and then they do they're using the mechs as relay races and stuff like that.
It was very interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like beach day activities.
Yeah, beach day activities and stuff. And then it's just why is this even in here? This is not, and it doesn't even make any sense. Or I could have easily just skipped this and not care about whatever it's going to be.
So because you are the resident mech watcher,
I am not a mech watcher.
You're more so than me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to field my questions to you because I don't have any other. There's still nobody else in this room right now.
Right.
So the ones that I've seen, it seems like having children run these mechs is a common occurrence, because I'm thinking of Evangelion. I'm thinking of Iron Blooded Orphans. I'm thinking of other ones that I can't think of right now. Zoids, I could. But there's a lot of, and I wonder if this is kind of the goal, because when I think of mechs, I think of trauma and politics. Those are the two things: child trauma and politics. And for this one, it seemed like it did kind of subvert a couple of those tropes. It was tropey. It did do other things. It did all of the slice of life tropes. But as far as mechs go, the people in the mech suits were not these unhappy, broken children, which is very refreshing.
Right.
And it was a lot. It did feel a lot more lighthearted. And I do like the way that the mechs worked. It wasn't. I like the fact
they weren't futuristic enough to be it looked kind of more tanky.
They did look tanky. I do like that. And one of the kind of the throwaway mechs, the little grunt soldier mechs, and towards the beginning of when their first mission, when homegirl got kidnapped for the first time, they look like little toads, little frogs. And I was okay. But I like that. And this might not be maybe it's common, maybe it isn't, but I do like that Sosuke's and the other, like the mirror bad guy mech are operated through like your willpower and your intent. And they directly correlate with that. So that power is like, if you believe this thing, then that's the thing that your mech will do.
Yeah.
Is that a common thing in mech?
Okay, so I think for your first question, because you had a lot of different things there.
I did have a lot of thoughts.
Yeah, I would say your first question. I just think Japanese do not like
children,
older protagonists.
The shows are made for kids. These shows.
No, it is meant for an older group, but I just think in general, because it's the same. You could say the same thing for any RPG, like Final Fantasy. Well, theoretically, you may not know this. Final Fantasy VII. You know how old Cloud and them were? Like in that they were 17.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, how does that make sense?
Okay. It's the same thing as like when you have not romance, YA novels, like fantasy novels. They always have younger protagonists, and whatever the reason be, but it is to appeal to that age range. You're saying I think that they're young because.
No, I just think that they're wanting. Well, I think it's a mixture of a little bit of both, but like at the same time, I just think that they just think that it's not going to be as much of an interesting story, because there are mech animes that are they do have older people, but the majority isn't the case. It's usually like it's like 16 or 17-year-old or a person just stumbles upon it, and then what's it called?
Back then it's most anime.
Even now, it's like like every Gundam, like besides the past Gundam, maybe Gundam 83 and stuff. No, even those people are like 18, 17 and stuff. Yeah. But there are some like the heroes are a little bit over 20 years old.
Sure.
But like the majority, they are kids. Most of the times, and they're finding all this crazy stuff. So I don't know. I would say naturally, I just think it's just societal thing when it comes to that. So I wouldn't say it's a mech thing per se. I just think that it's just like because of who like the target audience and stuff. As for like, it's actually kind of funny when you were mentioning on how the mechs were running, because I didn't even think of that at all. The way I did think, like, I like how it took them time for it to boot. It looked like a giant computer from the 70s.
That was funny.
But the Lambda, the systems and stuff, usually you don't have a full conversation of like how like what makes that mech special than other mechs and stuff. It's just like, you just know it's special because this one has wings or something like that,
Unicorn Gundam.
Yeah, or Unicorn Gundam.
That is the extent of my mech knowledge.
Yeah, it's a horn. It's like, you better stay away from that one. Yeah, so, So, but like, they did do a good job on the quote unquote Lambda system, or the plot driver for like what made it special, but there usually is something like that in the ones that that, like, if the what made the protagonist so strong and the main antagonist so strong too, so I don't know, it's just, but overall, like, I can understand the fights, like the normal trivial fights that they're doing and stuff, but so I don't know. I honestly, I guess it's a long way of saying I don't know.
Okay, fair.
Because like when I'm thinking of Ava, I was like, what made Ava so special? But they really wasn't.
And I don't really see, and that's what I was trying to say, is I don't really see a lot of anything special happening in mechs. I think that's why I don't like them, is because they do fit a mold so precisely. They are commonly, it's military. The mechs operate very similarly, and then there are going to be just childhood trauma. Those are the three things you can count on in a mech. And I like that this show, even though I dogged it for the first entirety of it, I like that this one, it was very heavily like, okay, if you believe in yourself, or if you believe this thing is going to happen, then the mech, it taps into your willpower almost. Whereas like Shinji's, if you were to go that way, it would tap into his trauma. It seems like it's less mech and what is the word I want to use? It's less. I'm gonna come back to this thought. Okay. It's like the processes. It's less procedural and more like it's your heart. Let your heart guide the way.
Heart of the card.
Yeah, kind of.
I believe in myself. I can do it.
And you can, and that's what it did. I kind of liked that part. That made it a little different.
Oh no, the special plot driver is actually increasing my strength.
And don't say it like that because you'll make me not like it anymore because now that sounds stupid. That is a different trope in anime that drives me crazy.
That is true. I know. I mean, yeah.
Right up there with like Power of Friendship.
The Power of Friendship. I love that one.
It's you like, actually?
No. I love the irony of it. It's like you can do it. You can do anything.
You can. That's Tanjiro and all of his broken bits and pieces.
You can believe in yourself, and that's how you can get out of broken bones after the same fight in less than 5 minutes.
You can.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, overall, yeah. I think like what I love when I think about Full Metal Panic itself. I think what I loved more because when I saw the whole series, when I saw the series, I was thinking I thought the series had depth, but this is stupid.
When you were younger,
this is stupid 17-year-old me. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, but when I look at it and I just see like all I see now is just the plot holes of just specifically that. But I do think what got my interest was the comedic role was the relationship. I think that's the thing that made it funny. What made it fun in itself. Because I think that like why I remember it so well, or why I remembered it in rose-colored glasses and offered it to you as a suggestion, was because I wasn't thinking of the overall plot of it, but just how much of a fun time it was with just the stupidness of Chidori and the Sagara and stuff. But I guess let me ask you this though too. Besides those two, do you think that was there anyone else or any in that series itself that was like that kind of stood out for you, or that you even like remotely liked? Or I
thought that it was his group was made up of the three. It was Sosuke, the pervy Edward Elric, and a babe.
Yeah, Mao.
Oh, she was a babe.
Yeah, she was.
She was not a good role model, but I am a fan. Aside from her, because I like a tough lady, and I kind of wish that I saw a little bit more. She had a level of resilience and anger that Chidori. It was almost like a more matured version of Chidori's personality.
Right.
And maybe it just comes with maturity. Maybe it comes with smoking a pack a day like she does, or drinking her life away.
Maybe column A, maybe column B.
Yeah. But I did really like her. I enjoyed her. I like a tough, rough around the edge character. I'm trying to think of who else. That's probably my girl. I liked her.
Really? So just one character out of all.
You asked me one part. You asked me if I had another person.
Hey, you gave me a straight. I
like the suit as well.
That is the suit.
The mech suit.
Oh, the suit.
I like the suit.
You know what? I will call that a win in a sense, because in a way it's not the mechs that bothered you. It's rather, it seems like it was just the development, the character development and the story. No,
it's the mechs. I don't like talking mech for long periods of time.
Right.
One thing that I don't like about Evangelion is I do like that. I like childhood trauma as well. I'm not even mad about these things. These components separated, I don't mind. I think a lot of it is whenever you start to get into these technical aspects of these mech suits, I don't care. And the thing about Evangelion is you have these moments where you are talking about the characters and the development and the tough moments between Shinji and his dad and the ramifications of growing up too soon and blah, 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 blah. And then we have a full episode where they're like, the specs are wrong on the I can't even think of the catalytic converter is. Like, I don't know. So it's just like, okay. And I like that this one is a little bit more lighthearted. This is, of the mechs that I've watched, this one is not the way. It's palatable.
So yeah, but because the focus wasn't the mechs though the whole time.
Yeah, and that's probably why.
Yeah. So like I'm just saying that I think that the one off is that if there was a series that was like that, they had the mechs as secondary, but then a better story than what Full Metal.
I'm trying to ease myself into being a mech girly, but I'm trying to give myself more credit. I'm like, no, I liked the mechs except for when they're on screen.
I mean, you do have a point though. I mean, like you're right. If you've seen one, I mean, it's not. I mean, like. The series, when they come to the mech series are kind of like you've seen one, you've seen them all, kind of situations. It's the trifecta that you basically created for it. But like this one, if anything, is probably the one I would say is kind of outside the box relatively from what other mech series are like, though. You know, it's just the thing that just didn't resonate with you real well is everything else on top of it. Because like if you didn't like the Mech series, you would have said immediately the first thing you didn't like was the robots.
That's true. And
you didn't.
And I jumped out right down Chidori's face.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
You hated Chidori more than you hated the Mechs. That says something.
I swear I'm a girl's girl, y'all. I wasn't trying to victim blame.
Yo, you clearly were victim blaming immediately.
She is obnoxious. If we ever talk about Demon Slayer, I'm gonna get on Zenitsu too. Don't worry, y'all. We got it's equal rights over here.
Zenitsu was such a pain in the. Well, Zenitsu was the one that sleeps, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, no, I don't get me started with Zenitsu either. But yeah, but no, I'm just saying that like, I think that like I won't say it's a complete win, but I will say that I know that now I have an idea of what you are not a fan of. Huh?
I'm not doing another. You're not gonna trick me into another mech.
We're not doing another mech one. Well, I don't know. Okay, here's a question. What is like? Are we talking about mech or mech stuff? Like mech light stuff? Like have everyone heard one Tanya the Evil?
Oh, I love Saga of Tanya the Evil.
Yeah.
Different though. It's different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Again,
it's not.
I
really,
love a child soldier.
Yeah, not really a mech, and that is a horrible hate. That's a crime that should be said in itself. But like, not really a mech, but it's more like the magic, and then the mixture of magic, and then the flight machine that they're using. I
like that. Okay, I like it, and the brutality of it might be why I like it. I like the story and how twisted it is. So
okay. All right. So what would you say that didn't really resonate to you when you watching the show itself?
This one? Okay, this one is genuinely it is of the mechs. It is a better one. Keep in mind I am watching this for the first time at this age. So you had the benefit of seeing this with childlike wonder and and you're seeing it in the lens, like through the lens of all of the other tropes, like the shows that have the same tropes. This was just the norm. I think we have been gifted with well-rounded characters. We've been gifted with I'm not even mad at the animation. It wasn't bad for the time. I will also say that Cowboy Bebop was older and looked better.
To be fair, Cowboy Bebop were doing hand drawing.
That's true.
So this was not hand drawing.
That's true. Right. And so I think that I'm coming into this with my adult eyes and just seeing how tropey it was. What was your question exactly? I'm trying because I don't want to get back into.
No, I was just wondering, like, what is it that you say that like what didn't really make?
Oh, I see. Yeah, it didn't resonate with me.
With you.
It's the heavy tropes. I think that we've gotten to a point in anime where while we are still leaning heavily into tropes, I think that the self-awareness is there. I think that sometimes the tropes lead to a deeper storyline. They lead it more to like character motivations, making more sense or whatever. I think I'm just a little bit spoiled for better shows, better stories right now.
Well, then again, to be fair, you did go back 20 years, or over 20 years.
That's true, and I'm sure that when we go back to other older shows, it's going to be similar. I
don't know though. I don't know. Like I can.
Really? I'm trying
I can still watch Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball. That's true. I can still watch.
You can still watch Goku pat Chi-Chi's, not Chi-Chi's, Bulma's.
Yeah. I can do that.
Don't be so excited about it.
You act like so surprised. No, it's like no. But like I mean, like Akira's a classic.
That's true.
Vampire Hunter D. I mean, then you also got like
damn. I'm trying to give it credit. You keep shooting down the few little concessions I'm trying to give this show.
Yeah, I mean, even the Miyazakis. I mean, Miyazaki's are old as adult. Dirt. Miyazaki's probably, if anything, is the only exception of any of that conversation because like he's always been like consistent, if anything.
Yeah.
But like. I mean, I wouldn't give age for its time even an excuse in itself, unless it's 3D. Like if it was early 3D, like complete 3D setups, it would age terribly because this was the infantile states of animation going into 3D.
Fair.
But when it comes to like the animation of like how this is, I mean, it still wasn't bad. It's still not bad. It's just age. That's all it is.
And I don't fault it for that at all.
Yeah, I just think that like I think what really kind of got me is I think the biggest thing is that it's a product of its time now. We will never see a series like that again because of some of the stuff that they were doing. in itself.
Okay, give me examples, because I feel like there are certain genres that still lean into some of those old tropes.
Kurtz is the character himself would be like a character like that to be straight up to be saying like that in general is just like not going to happen again. Like I don't think.
I don't know. I think your isekais they don't think they let go
not
of those
to that
tropes.
level. Not to that level.
Yeah.
He was Predator level, dude. Like
Yeah,
he
no,
was
you're not
straight
wrong.
up Predator level.
And it was so common.
Yeah, and
That
it was
just a
straight.
thing
And then
that-
even the time when he even revealed himself, not revealed himself, as like he was.
And
one of
you
the
do have
people.
to be specific
Yeah.
or not revealed himself.
Yeah,
'cause he
yeah,
was like
yeah.
a trench coat.
Yeah, no, right? No, not like a bit like that, but like yeah, like when he
When he outed himself. Too.
No, when he took his place, when took Sagura's
Yeah.
place for that one day and
Yeah.
stuff, he still was kind of creepy
No, he
when it
was
came to
still-
that point. And
Even
like,
injured. That man was on his
Yeah, he was
deathbed,
on
and
his
he was still
deathbed.
like,
Yeah.
high school girls.
I know, right? He was basically what's his name? Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
In a clear, what's it called? Dazed and Confused.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he was basically that, and like I don't think that we will ever see a character like that again. When it comes to that, I think. But like, I also think that the storytelling, like I said, like the kind of storytelling that this one didn't really resonate fairly well either. And I don't well, maybe it's just the first season, because like I said, we're just watching the first season of it, and I know Fumofu isn't not a serious series. It's like a side series of like series of unfortunate events and things. And I know Second Raid was more serious, but I never really watched the Second Raid or all of it so but like I just think that this introduction of the series, I don't think that this would fly in any way in 2027 whatsoever. No. You know,
Agreed.
Let alone it will not be 26 episodes. I can tell you that much.
That's true. That's true.
You know, so but I mean, was there any? I mean, what would you say would be the good parts, or what did you like, or was there a series or an episode or something that might have resonated with you the best?
I genuinely enjoyed that the way. I enjoyed whenever Chidori was not being obnoxious, the way that she and Sosuke worked together to what was the mechs were called, the technology was called? The
I can't remember. Lambda drive.
Okay, I'm not far off on some of these.
Yeah, you've been pretty close. You've been pretty on top.
I enjoy the way that worked. Mm-hmm. I did very much like the fact that you have to have the teamwork. It's a bit, like you said, I've said a couple of times, it's a very believe in yourself type of message, and I think it probably is, if for a young viewer, I feel like it probably is more inspirational than a typical mech. Mm-hmm. I feel like it doesn't bog you down with this sense of foreboding and dread. It is kind of inspirational.
Right.
So I like that.
Okay.
But for somebody who watched it at a young age and then re-watching it, what would you say, what was your takeaway when you were younger? What did it do for you then?
Well, like I said, I think the thing that what it took away from me was the comedy aspect.
Sure.
Because I think, you know, when I think about when I was growing up and was collecting anime, when I was physically collecting the box sets and stuff, I think I was kind of at a time where I was looking at comedic sides, and I was thinking of like, you know, weird relationship sides. Like Tenchi Muyo was one of my favorites at the time. Love Hina was one too, and stuff, and some others, and I think that like when I got this and we sat down and we went to, I believe, what was the name of the convention? I think it was Akon. Yeah, Akon. Went to Akon, and we saw the voice actors that was like talking about it, because this was a brand new series at the time. And then they sneak peeked the first episode. We're like, oh, this is hilarious, and we just went ham on it.
Okay.
Like, we just went gone from there, because there's no other way you could buy it. You could have watched anime. There was no television stations. There was the only way to watch anime was Adult Swim, and that was like 5 shows, and that was it. You know, so you had to go out and buy it, and then it was like $60, like just to get them. So
they have not gotten much cheaper though.
Yeah,
they have not gotten better.
They really haven't. But yeah, so like I say that I think what got me into it was the comedic resonance of it, because like when I think about it now, especially when I watched it again, I realized that the way that they did it was that they kind of did like they did 26 episodes as a series, but then within those series there was like mini continuations, mini arcs. Exactly, thank you. Like the first like maybe 4 or 5 episodes was the silliness and stuff, but then the back end of the last maybe 4 or 5 episodes was going to be the first serious invasion of of the deal. Then after that, 2 filler episodes again, and then there was another mini arc of the boy and his sister, his sister. Maybe 2 or 3 episodes there, then another mini episode, and then another big hit. So so I was like, I hated this pace. I hated that pacing because it's just like,
you hated it now.
Oh, I hated it now. Okay. Absolutely, because like when you think about it, like when you see all these different kinds of things in less than 26 episodes,
yeah, that's true.
It's so cluttered up that it's like you couldn't focus on like one bigger issue and then just kind of like maybe 1, maybe 2 kind of things, and you decided to say, okay, we need to give a breather in between these things, and then so it's like, wow, we went to the desert and we went to my old base, and then like when they're showing character growth with Sagura going back to his original training grounds and stuff, and you're like, oh, okay, so this is where he's coming from. This is why he's so like one tracked about about military. And then the next episode is that they do a relay race in the freaking what's it called? It's like
had that obligatory beach episode. Yes,
exactly, the obligatory beach episode. And I feel like they were trying so hard to not have it.
You think so?
Yeah.
This is the kind of show where every single episode, I'm like, when's the beach going to happen? When's the beach going to happen? Who's it going to be next time? It seems like they were always like, it's coming.
It's coming. You think it's coming because you're thinking of the slice of life. You're thinking of the school life.
They don't.
The school
it's
life
not
thing.
like they avoided. They were on the beach a couple times.
They were, but it wasn't the beach episode.
I mean, yeah.
Until it was really late into the series where they were like, because you remember it was summertime, so you thought the beginning of the summer episode was going to be that, but they went to do this stupid relay thing, and then she was complaining the whole time. It was like, I can't believe we're going here instead of going to the beach.
Sure,
you know? Fair. Yeah, and then that's when they did the little mini arc with Sosuke going back to wherever he went to do all of this. And then eventually he comes back, and then they're going to be doing some sort of school festival. And then there was like, okay, well, let's go to I want to take you to the beach. Then it wasn't even a beach episode. It was like, what the heck? It was one eventually.
Are you like, darn?
It's like what? It's like I feel like they were doing a lot of stuff. They were trying to skirt through the trope, and then they finally decided, okay, we're going to do the trope. And I'm just like, y'all working too hard. Y'all thinking too much with all of this. Just give us the beach episode or whatever, or do whatever the hell you're wanting to do, and then just call it a night.
So you didn't like the yo-yo effect of the way the plot worked?
Oh, I hated the yo-yo effect.
So what would you have preferred? Would you have preferred it to just lean? Well, it sounds like you prefer it to lean more into the comedy. Or
I think they needed to pick a lane. Yes.
Okay, pick something.
I think they needed either, if they wanted to go full on, like, I mean, they could make the mech series, but the mech series to be like a fun one, essentially. But you can't have a will they won't they kind of situation, and then at the same time being like, oh, she's targeted for this giant terrorist organization. That's why she's so important. Because none of it makes any sense. Why is the military, or why is this quote unquote secret organization spending millions of dollars just to protect her?
Which is crazy. The very first scenario that they got into when she got kidnapped was hilarious to me because you're talking about like the scale of which they want this character. They're taking a trip to Okinawa. And they get on a plane,
a 747 jumbo jet,
with a whole crew of other passengers. So it's her class. They're going to take the plane, and then it gets hijacked just for this one girl. And I was like, they really want this girl. It really is a grand scale to get this, but she's like not the only one. She's not the only.
Well, no, she isn't, okay, so the only ounce or the only like reference to another whisper was the very beginning of the first episode. Right. And it was that one girl that they saved.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and then that was it. Then also but then essentially they're using all their resources for Chidori, and I'm like, what the hell is going? So every other one that's going through this,
we gotta work one at a time.
Yeah.
We can't be multitasking.
I know, right? It's like you know what? We only have enough money to just blow it all out to just one particular secret, like one special lady, and then that lady, but all the other ones, whatever, good luck,
you gotta regroup, you gotta refund, you gotta get the bank back up.
Exactly. And that's where I was just like, okay, now, like I said, 20 years later, after watching it again, I'm just like, okay, now I get it. Now I can see why it's not as good as I thought it was going to be.
A little vindicated. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
A little vindicated.
So, yeah. But, and that's why when I was talking to you, because I know when you said we texted a little bit and you're like saying, hey, I think I found a good mech series. And then I was like, oh, what'd you find?
So, and you know what? Now that you say it and you give me your reason why you liked this show before, I actually get it now, because the mech series that I actually do think I'm going to like, because I haven't really gotten that heavy into it, is Big O, because it's funny. And I don't know if it was trying to be funny though.
Yeah.
Because at first it was funny, bad funny. I was like, oh.
You like steampunk?
Do I like steampunk?
Yes.
But I like Steve Bloom, and I like that Steve Bloom was kind of like not good right away.
This is the beginning of
his, man, he was reading those lines like
on paper.
Oh yes, he was reading every word of them at each individual word, and then you could literally feel him get better halfway through the show, and then he became Steve Bloom, and it was just so, this show is ridiculous. And I see now what you mean when you're like, you're in it for the comedy. I don't know how it's going to be moving on because I'm only 2 episodes in, but I don't know. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, I do think Full Metal Panic is justified if it has a special place in your heart.
Yeah.
You were justified either way. You can't take away your preferences or whatever, but
you know what I like
about judging you.
But you know what I like about you though? Because I think the thing is that I thought it was going to be worse because the way that you were talking, I would say like you absolutely. I mean, you may still hate it, but the way that it was coming up, I was thinking like, oh man, you're going to tear this series apart. So
there's 2 things about that. Sometimes I'm trying to think if there is a series that I would just, yes, there are. That I would just rip to shreds. I wasn't
even thinking.
No, I thought about a couple came to mind. But as a performer, as a musician, I always have in my head that whatever song you're singing could be someone's favorite song. It could be someone's first dance whenever they met their wife or husband, or they could be the song that the parent used to sing to them when they were a kid, blah, blah, blah. And I know that some things have very significant importance to people. So whenever I have someone suggest a show to me or anything at all, I go into it knowing, okay, this is important to this person. I need to try to find the good things about it. Mm-hmm. It is harder with mechs because I'm a mech hater.
Mm-hmm. It's like already an uphill battle.
It is. And I have to try to take myself out of it. But like, well, maybe this is one of the exceptions. But yeah, no, I saw good in this one, and I can see how, like, if a younger person is watching it for the first time, it's a fun show. It really is a fun show. Mm-hmm. I don't even think I think just period. I don't think I have anything, to punch that up. I think it just is a fun show. It's not my show.
Yeah, right.
But I don't hate that I watched it.
Okay. It was a pain. Well, the weird thing is, like, because I know we were both struggling on trying to on finishing it up, and it's like I was going out of my way to have reasons not to finish it.
Oh, same.
But like it's very interesting that how much of, like, I don't know if I call it anime growth. I don't know what I would call it, but like it's very interesting to me that like, if someone asked me if this was a series that I would, if you go in the past of a series, if I would refer this out to a person, and I don't know. I don't know. I know. I don't think I would ever tell them to say yes to this, but I won't say that it's bad. Like it's like it's garbage. Like it's not terrible. It's not like 100% terrible. It's just maybe it's not my my cup of tea anymore. But yeah, but who's to say? To be honest with you,
once again, everybody likes what they like, and they have their reasons, and I respect those. So, favorite moment in the show then?
The favorite moment. I was going, oh man, see the problem I have with that is the I see the stakes were high, but there wasn't really a lot of like action to kind of compensate for that level of desperation.
I guess you're right.
Like it was mostly.
How did you turn an opportunity to say something nice into a critique?
It sucks because I have a website and that's all I do is reviewing. It's tough to kind of turn that off. So it's really weird because that's a good point. I don't know. Is there anything that comes out for you?
I told you what my bright light in this series is that
my bright light would be the comedy, but I'm trying what would be the best one? I mean, it's just. I don't really have one for this. I don't.
I want to go on record and say he's the one that picked this show.
I did.
Picked this show.
I
wanted a different show.
I was the one because I was looking at rose-colored glasses. I was like, I had a great time watching this back in the day when I watched it. Now let's watch this together. And I want to get your thing because you never watched it, and I was like, I was wanting to get a series that you never watched. And then when I watched it again, I was like, dear Lord, what have I done?
I made a mistake.
I made another mistake. But then you know what? But this is what Anime Nokori is about, though. I mean, it's
That's true.
So it's not so we clearly are going to be seeing series. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a series out there that I'm going to like a lot and you're not going to like it.
That's this one.
No.
You changed your mind on this one. I changed my mind
on this one. Yeah,
probably.
This one. Yeah.
It won't be the other way around because I have quality taste.
Oh my God. Okay, now bet. We'll definitely see and make sure that's going to be the case.
Well, don't try to dislike one of mine.
I was like, hey, what series are you going to watch? What's the next one you're going to see? Oh, so-and-so hate it.
Whatever. I just want to say, shameless plug, one of the series that I did pick was Gachiakta, and he loved it. If you haven't seen that episode of Anime Nokori, you should check that out. I had nice things to say this time.
You have nice things to say. Technically, you had a lot of nice things to say about this one, though.
I said that one lady is hot.
Yeah. And you said you like mechs, which I
didn't say that.
You said
I did not say that.
You said you like the mechs.
In this specific scenario, I like how the mechs feel. how they're that's it. Don't put asterisks by that.
I'm going to just cut it out. This is just the part where it's going to make it sound like you did say that.
No,
so there you go.
No. I'm gonna put disclaimers in the comments. My name is Tiffany. I did not approve this message.
Did not approve this message. No, well, I mean, it's definitely. I think it's not. It's I really did like going back to this. I do. I
had to fight to.
I had to go back to it. I had to go back. Because it's like when you don't want to say you don't want to say anything bad, but then the word when it's bad when you say their name twice. Like, hey, have you seen so and so? Yeah, it's so and so.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That kind of thing. Yeah, it's. I'm trying to look at I'm looking at the positive on this. I'm trying to look at the positive.
Not doing a great job.
And I am not doing a great job. No,
Ooh, I thought I was gonna be the mean one in this, and I had all kinds of mean notes. I didn't even need them. You said them all.
Oh well, I haven't technically said anything truly mean about it though. I have been saying I didn't. I totally underestimated how bad how bad it is now to me for me now.
I want to know. I want to know what y'all think. I want you to go back. If you've seen it, I want you to go back and rewatch it. Especially if it's been a long time since you've seen it. Because I want to know what your thought. You know what I want you to do? I want you to write a comment in this moment. And I want you to tell me your thoughts on it. And then I want you to rewatch it and then come back to that comment and tell me what your current thoughts on it are.
Man, you're giving them a lot of homework.
There's a lot of homework. I'm so sorry.
My God. Yeah. So yeah, Full Metal Panic. Meh. Okay. Whatever.
Scale of 1 to 10. You had to give it a rating.
If I had to give it a rating, see that I would give it a 5.
Ooh.
I would give it a 5. It's not.
What show would you get? What's the lowest rated show you would say? You have
out of all the series out there?
Yeah,
I don't know.
You personally. He is an encyclopedia of random series, by the way. So
I am.
that is actually probably asking you to. This is like.
I didn't like Boba Boba Boba.
Oh.
I didn't like that one.
Okay, what would you rate that one?
I would give it about a 2.
Damn, that's very low.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Rave Master was also probably down there for me too. That was the guy who created Fairy Tail before Fairy Tail, and wasn't a big fan of that, which is surprising that I gave Fairy Tail a chance because Rave Master was crazy.
What would you rate Fairy Tail?
Fairy Tail, I give it a 7.
Oh, okay, that's a decent. That's a
it's okay.
Upstanding score.
Yeah, it's a good score. But like there's a lot of weird things that.
Oh yeah, no, 1000%.
I'm pretty sure the creator just has a thing about women getting beaten. Like that's just what it is. It is what it is.
What a crazy.
It is a crazy thing to say. But
all right.
Hey, watch Rave Master. Watch that and watch Eden's. What's it called? The third one that he made. That Eden's Space Eden. The one about he's in space. Those all 3. It is wild.
That's a crazy thing to be known for.
It is.
You don't want that on your resume. It's like Hisoka's voice actor. He plays so many child-loving people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because even in Bungo Stray Dogs, his like power, they have like different powers. His power is to summon this child nurse, and he's always like, "Dear honey," and I'm like, you can't keep accepting these roles. You can't keep doing this.
It's like the people have spoken.
I guess you gotta too many times. So that's a crazy thing to be known for.
It is just a crazy thing to be known for. I was just noticing. I was like, man, does he like this? Because some of these things are like, wow, this is crazy. This is real crazy. But anyways, guys, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening and watching us on Anime Nokori.
Don't forget your homework.
Yes, don't forget what Tiffany gave you on your homework. But if you definitely love the content that we're doing, do us a favor, like, follow, subscribe on our YouTube page on Anime Nokori, and also give us a follow a follow also on any of the podcast services that are out there. So once again, this is Davis,
and I am Tiffany,
and y'all take it easy.